Welcome to the Morning Walk with Murdy Digital Stroll.
Glad to be here for this one, honestly.
Yeah, it's a big one today. So I want you, the listener, to just look at your laptop for a second right now. Is it just a simple window to the web, or is it an actual intelligent partner? Because imagine dropping $1,000 on a premium laptop and then the company that built it they just tear out the foundation overnight.
Yeah, pulling the rug right out from under you.
Exactly. You thought you bought a high-end web machine, and suddenly the entire roadmap points to a totally different architecture. So today we are doing a deep dive into this really fascinating piece from Chrome Unboxed.
Oh, the Robbie Payne article.
Right, by Robbie Payne. It's from July 21, 2026. And the mission today is to unpack Google's massive architectural pivot in the laptop space. I'm going to be playing the role of the strategic auditor here. I really want to look at the financial mechanics, the market risks, what it costs to just abandon a 15-year-old operating system.
Right. And, while you're looking at the financials, I really want to focus on the philosophy of it. I'm approaching this as a wisdom seeker, looking at it through the lens of what I like to call Gurukul 2.0.
Gurukul 2.0.
Yeah. So in ancient traditions, a Gurukul wasn't just a school. It was this foundational space that was completely dedicated to a seamless interaction between a student and knowledge. It was an environment built for learning.
Okay, I see where you're going with this.
Right. So I think Google is evolving the laptop from just this reactive piece of glass and metal into an active, intelligent environment. We're moving from wielding tools to actually inhabiting digital spaces.
Well, to understand that new digital space, we have to look at the physical and software reality of this shift. Because since May of 2026, the tech industry has just been staring down the barrel of this new thing called Googlebook.
It's a huge paradigm shift.
It really is.
Oh.
And the announcement of Googlebook effectively signals the death knell for premium Chromebooks.
Yeah, the writing is on the wall for them.
Totally. I mean, for 15 years, Chrome OS was this brilliant, super lightweight, browser-based OS. It was essentially a highly efficient wrapper for the internet, but Googlebook is a completely different blueprint. It pairs native Android OS foundations with desktop-class Chrome browser capabilities.
Right, and the key there is that it's built strictly around Gemini intelligence.
Yeah, exactly. But historically, if you were a power user, you relied on premium Chromebooks.
Yeah.
Machines like the Acer Chromebook Spin 714 or the Samsung Galaxy Chromebook Plus, the Lenovo Chromebook Plus 4T.
The solid machines.
Yeah, you bought those to get top-tier performance on Chrome OS. But my analogy as an auditor here is it's like Google is tearing down a highly efficient, lightweight, tiny home, which is Chrome OS, just to build a massive AI-powered smart mansion on the exact same lot.
Oh, I like that analogy. But see, the distinction between just, bolting on AI and building the whole mansion around it, that is the entire crux of the Gurukul 2.0 philosophy.
How so?
Well, the original Chrome OS was purely reactive, right? You ask it to open a web page, it opens a web page. But an intelligent space requires an environment where the AI actually anticipates and organizes things natively. You can't just take an incredibly advanced predictive AI model and duct tape it to a 15-year-old lightweight browser framework.
Right, you'd get insane latency.
Exactly. The environment had to be rebuilt from the soil up. AI has to be the concrete the building is poured from, not just some app running inside the tiny home.
Okay, but if you're building a brand new smart mansion, the old furniture from the tiny home might not fit.
That is very true.
Which brings me to the massive transition cost here. Robbie Payne's article lays out exactly what is missing on day one of this digital migration. Mature desktop operating systems take decades to refine.
Oh yeah, you don't just build Windows overnight.
Exactly. So first generation Google Books are going to lack hyper-specific Linux container workflows, like what the dev community calls Cracini.
Right, that's a big loss for developers.
Huge. And they'll be missing complex enterprise management tools and decades of legacy web dev utilities.
So as an auditor, I have to push back here. Is Google making a massive strategic error by alienating its 15-year loyal power users?
You think it's that severe?
I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
You're offering them a step sideways or even backwards just to force this brand new AI identity. What happens to the enterprise manager who relies on those Linux workflows?
Well, I look at the long view. Any evolution into a Gurukul 2.0 system is going to require breaking old habits.
Sure, but breaking habits costs money in the enterprise world.
It does, but look at what you gain in exchange for that temporary friction. It's a fundamentally more connected ecosystem. The source highlights things like the magic pointer cursor and seamless phone app casting.
Right, the magic pointer.
Yeah, these aren't minor updates. Because Android is natively integrated now, the Magic Pointer acts as a spatial bridge. You can physically drag a file from your Android phone screen directly onto your Googlebook display.
Without a cloud transfer.
Exactly. No cloud, no email attachments, zero latency. The barrier between your mobile hardware and your desktop just dissolves entirely.
Okay, I see the appeal of a spatial bridge. It's a neat trick. But does it justify abandoning an entire stable enterprise environment?
I really think it does when you factor in the deep local AI integration. Processing AI locally means the machine understands your context without pinging a server.
Right, which means it's faster.
Faster. And crucially for that IT manager you mentioned, it's secure. The data never leaves the device. The destination here is a zero latency, highly secure, intelligent workspace. It just requires a little patience from developers clinging to legacy Linux workflows right now.
Okay, but processing AI locally requires massive computing power. You can't run a complex local AI model on those cheap Celeron processors that used to power budget Chromebooks.
No, definitely not.
Right, so the baseline hardware requirements just skyrocketed, which means if the software is radically changing, the price tag and the target audience have to shift too.
The whole market is repositioning.
Completely. Google is strategically splitting its hardware lineup to fight on two totally different fronts. Googlebook is aiming right at the $800 and up premium tier.
Going straight after MacBooks and Windows laptops.
Unapologetically. And the hardware partners are all over it. Acer, Asus, Dell, HP, Lenovo, Camisa. They are all pushing aluminum chassis, dynamic RGB lighting, and high-end silicon for these Googlebooks.
Right.
But here is my specific strategic insight on the financials of this. Once Googlebook proves it can handle desktop multitasking, there is literally zero financial incentive for a manufacturer to ever build a $900 Chromebook Plus again.
Because the margins aren't there.
Exactly. The market overlap is dead. If you can sell a premium Googlebook, you're not going to bother making a premium Chromebook. So Chromebooks are going to return to dominating the budget, education, and mid-range spaces.
Like the Lenovo Slim 3.
Yeah, the Lenovo Slim 3, which sits at that $199 to $399 price point. Because at that price, Chromebooks provide unmatched battery life, ironclad security, and the cloud simplicity that classrooms need.
And honestly, that perfectly mirrors the original Gurukul concept.
Oh, how so? Back to the classroom.
Exactly. The original Gurukul was this secure, simple foundation for students. And that is the Chromebook's true destiny. It returns to the classroom to be that affordable, distraction-free environment.
Well, Googlebook takes over the boardroom.
Right. Googlebook becomes the advanced tool for the premium world. It resolves this identity crisis Chrome OS has had for years, trying to be both a $200 student machine and a $1,000 executive powerhouse.
Which makes sense on paper. But as an auditor, I have to look at depreciation and ROI for the consumer. With all this R&D money and premium hardware moving to Googlebook, what happens to the listener who just spent their hard-earned cash on a high-end Chromebook Plus yesterday?
That's a fair concern.
Right, because R&D following the money is the ultimate proof that premium Chrome OS is dead. So did they just buy a paperweight?
Well, the source data says no need to panic. Google has actually committed to 10 years of Chrome OS support for their devices.
Okay, 10 years of security updates.
Right. And new standard Chromebooks are still launching alongside Googlebooks this fall. But crucially, and this is the big safety net, Google hinted that select existing high-end Chromebooks might actually be eligible for an OS upgrade path to Googlebook.
Really? An actual OS upgrade?
Yeah. And I find a lot of wisdom in that approach. It's a mindful transition. It ensures that your knowledge and your hardware aren't just instantly discarded.
Like a forced obsolescence thing.
Exactly. They are allowed to cross the bridge into the new Gurukul 2.0 ecosystem when they're ready.
So I guess you could say it's not a tech cliff you're falling off of. It's a very long 10-year sunset.
That's a great way to phrase it.
Yeah, but make no mistake, the sun is setting. Manufacturer R&D budgets will inevitably follow the Gemini-powered Android desktops. Eventually, you just won't see a Chromebook badge on a high-end lid at all.
No, it'll all be Googlebook.
Right. So to summarize this whole digital migration, standard Chromebooks are going to securely anchor our classrooms and our budget needs.
Returning to their roots.
Exactly. While Googlebook takes the premium fight to Mac and Windows using native Android and Gemini.
And as we watch this play out, I want to leave you, the listener, with a final thought to mull over.
Let's hear it.
We've talked about how our premium operating systems are now being fundamentally built around AI rather than just hosting it.
Right, poured into the concrete.
Exactly.
Okay.
So if that local predictive integration keeps deepening, Will we eventually lose the concept of a traditional desktop altogether?
Oh, wow. Like no interface at all.
Think about it. In a few years, we might just be interacting with a predictive intelligence that doesn't need windows or apps. The whole UI could dissolve, leaving us with an intelligent space that just orchestrates what we need without us manually managing files.
That would completely rewrite the hardware industry all over again.
It really would.
Well, we will definitely keep auditing the financial and structural reality of this shift as these devices hit the market. Thank you for joining us on this deep dive into the digital horizon.
Keep exploring out there.
Keep exploring, and we will catch you on the next one.